Here we're gonna continue on going on here. Example number 5. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna graph our log base 10 of x by hand, and we are specifically teaching you to do these by hand because you will be required to do these by hand. And so if you're like, oh, I gotta put this into my calculator, yes you can. Very nice. Check your answer by just putting log base 10 of x in your calculator, which actually it has a base 10. But however, you will not be able to use that on your test though. So if we are teaching you to do these things by hand, then that's what we want you to learn. All right. Let's pick some values of x, and I'm just going to write down a number of values here, and then I'm going to explain why, why I'm going to choose those. So I'm going to choose 1 over 100 right here. I'm going to choose 1 over 10. I'm going to choose 1, and then maybe like I'll do 10 right here. All right. So what we're going to do is that we want to plug in these values into x, right? So we're going to do log base 10 of 1 over 100. Now, you should be able to do this by hand by now. What does this mean? This means 10 to the power of what equals 1 over 100. That's what this means. So if you're trying to find the value of log base 10 of 1 over 100, that means find this value of x. 10 to the power of what is 10 to the power of what is 1 over 100? Hopefully know that that's -2, right? 10 to the -2 is the same thing as 1 over 10 squared, which is 1 over 100. Okay? And now let's plug in this guy right here. Log base 10 to the 1 over 10. So 10 to the what is 1 over 10? Well, -1. So that's the reason why I chose 1 over 100, 1 over 10, or maybe we could have done 1 over 1,000, 1 over 10,000, because if you use those points right there, what happens is that we're going to get very nice points right here. If we plug in 1, so log base 10 of 1. 10 to the power of what? 10 to the power of what is 1? Well, 10 to the power of 0 is 1. And the last right here, log base 10 of 10. 10 to the power of what is 10? That's going to give you 1 right there. All right, so let's just plot these points here first, and let's just see what it looks like, and see if we can actually get some kind of graph right now. So this is the point 1 over 100, -2. That's a really small number, right? So we're pretty much going to be like right there, and then we're going to go down to -2. So I'm just going to put a dot right there. Then we're going to go to 1/10 and then -1. Again, it's so close. So to go right here, -1/10 and then -1. So I mean, it's so close that just as long as it's kind of towards the left side over here, it's gonna be fine. Now 1 0, 1 0. Okay, that's gonna be this guy right here, and then 10, and then 10 1. If you plug in 10, 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, 10 1 right here. So I don't know if you guys see these values right here, but if you connect these, I'm gonna try to make it as nice as I can here on my slates. So it goes like this. Like that kind of a thing there. Okay. And if you wanted to find points in here, then you would need to use your calculator. So say if you're like, oh, well, what happens like at the point 3 or 4? And like say if I put 4 right here. So like you want to know log base 10 of 4. Well, we're going to have to use a calculator to do that. So just plug in log 4. And let me just bust up my calculator here. So if you did like log 4, then you would get 0.6. And doesn't that make sense? Look, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0.6, right? I mean, it's going to be in between 1 and 0, right? So good. And then that's going to be our graph right there. So just notice right here that the kind of points that we want to choose are ones that are going to be multiple of our base 10. And that's how we graph log base 10 of x by hand.